Just Life Solutions. So we're gonna do our affirmations, and I want to talk to you a little bit about storms. When storms hit your way, because we all been hit with a storm in our life before. So when when life storms throw, hold on, let me get this in there. Hold on, let me get this. When life throws a storm of chaos your way, let me take. Let me say it to you one more time. When life throws a storm of chaos your way, it feel overwhelming, like the world is spinning out of control. But I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this. Stay silent. Stay silent. Wanna know why? Wanna know why? Let me tell you why. Coach Kizzy, tell them why. Because in the midst of the noise, silence is your refuge. Just like a heavy rainstorm, the chaos will not last forever. The wind will come, the clouds will pour, and the storm will blow over. So just think about your storm. If you in a storm with a lot of chaos, think about what I just told you. The storm will okay, just think about this. Think about this. The winds will come, the clouds will pour, and the storm will blow over. Think about this. I want you to think about right now. So the chaos that's in your life will come, right? The chaos will come. It'll be a calm environment. Okay? So your silence, the clouds will pour. Your silence. And just know that the people you're in the storm with, that's the storm, it will blow over. They will blow over. It will come to pass. It will come to pass. Don't worry about what it looks like. If you worry about what it looks like, you're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna start looking like Benjamin Button. You remember you remember, you remember Benjamin Button? You remember that? Don't do that. You'll start looking like Benjamin Button, and that it'll make you look old by worrying. We're not supposed to worry. We're supposed to cast our cares onto the Most High God. Don't worry about nothing. Okay, silence allows you to gather strength to find your center and the weather the to weather the storm with grace. Remember, storms are temporarily. We just had a rainstorm somewhere. I mean, it was like, I guess it rained last night because I didn't look out the window or whatever. I guess it rained last night, or if it was thundering or whatever it was. Whatever it was, it almost knocked the lights out. So I told everybody to put their phone on a charger. You understand what I'm saying? But it was temporarily. Oh, let me say it to you one more time. It was temporary. So the lights didn't go off. I don't know. I went to sleep. The lights didn't go off, but you always got to prepare yourself. Understand what I'm saying? You got to prepare yourself for a storm, for a windstorm, for a flood storm, for a tornado watch. You have to do what? You have to prepare yourself. Mm, You have to prepare yourself. So me preparing myself. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. Silence is your strength. That's your strength. It gains you power to gain your power back. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to always say nothing. You got a lot of people with a big mouth that always want to say something. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say nothing. The storm will pass over. It's temporary. And my prayers goes out to the people that lost families in the flood storm. Where is that? Wherever it was. I don't even know where it was. I know it's in Texas. But prayers goes out to them. But at the end of the day, just think about, ain't it's over. They searching for bodies. But the storm that came, or whatever it was, a pipe bust, whatever it was, listen to what I'm telling you. It blew over. It blew over. So don't never worry about a storm. It blew over. A storm can't enter. A storm can't enter into your life and always and you think it's gonna stay there. It's not. It's preparation. It's preparation for you. Okay? It's preparation, but you got to know how to mend the storm. You got to know how to calm the storm. You got to know how to be the storm. That's what it's about. You got to know how to be the storm. Being the storm is the lessons in between the storms that you have to gather in the information and grow from. Okay, so don't never worry. We cast our cares on God. And so when we cast our cares on God, when we start understanding that God take care of our worries. Okay? Don't worry about it. Let's get into our affirmation. Spirit, what message you want us to hear? It don't matter how many people it is, how many people that don't believe in you, how many people, whatever it is, how many people attacking you, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. It had to blow over at once upon a time. And when you're quiet, it makes the storm calm, you know? So my thing is when I say it makes it calm, if you're silent, if you're not saying anything, who the components are fighting with? That means they fighting with something inside of themselves. You got to let them fight whatever attacking them in the inside. You got to let them fight that. You got to let them fight that because they fighting themselves. You got to let them fight that themselves. So you just be silent. Don't say nothing. Watch movies like I do. Do something. You know? That's it. That's it. That's it. Because they fight and they fight. When you are at war with yourself, you got to let them calm the storm. They storm. Because it's a storm in their life too. You got to let them do what they got to do. Even though they got all these people around you attacking family, friends, whatever. Don't worry about them either. They not nothing. They not nothing. They can't do nothing. They can't do nothing. They just sit there, they just listen. They just monitoring spirits. That's what they are. So don't worry about them either. The people that's in a storm with you, just let them fight their battles by themselves. Because they actually fighting whatever they have got themselves into, whatever the storm have hit their life, let them calm their storm. Okay? And the people that they got working for them, tell them people, y'all do what y'all do. Y'all ain't nothing. Y'all stupid. That's it. Just tell them they stupid. That's it. Tell them they stupid. That's all they is. They stupid. Just that's all you gotta do. Just let them people. If you fighting a battle with yourself, if you fighting a battle with yourself, you gotta let them. You got to let them continue to fight that battle. That's why I be calm in my storm. They be all around here doing all this extra stuff. I be calm in my storm because they fighting with themselves. Okay? Okay. That's God's honest truth. When a person is not, they don't know how to hold accountability to everything. They fighting with themselves, even though they might have had sex desires, or whatever desires they had. They having sex with family members, getting family members pregnant, or whatever it is, whatever they got going on. But always remember this, you guys. Always remember this. That was a choice that they made in their life. So now they fighting themselves. Now they fighting themselves. They beating themselves up. They don't understand. They don't understand what's going on in their life. So now when a person don't understand what's going on in their life, they have to point fingers at somebody. Don't let nobody point no fingers at you. Let them handle their business on their own. Let them fight that battle on their own. Okay. That's what you do. If a storm hits you, I'll tell you how to go through a storm. I've been through storm after storm after storm. You got to know how to calm your storm and beat a storm. Let them fight their battles, you know? Because I know that, they was incesting and having sex with cousins and stuff and things like that. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Let them fight their battles on their own. Okay? Okay? That's it. What else, Spirit? Yes. Cousins having cousins and stuff like that. That's crazy. You know, that in first and second cousins and all that stuff, you're not supposed to have sex with your cousins. You're not supposed to have sex with your cousins. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to have sex with your cousin. You're not supposed to have sex with your cousins. You're not supposed to look at your cousins in that certain type of way. No. Honor your feelings. They are valid. You're not supposed to do that. Live with intentions and purpose. Embrace change as part of growth. Pursue peace. Pursue peace in every interaction. Love is you are loved unconditionally. Yes, because we have like as I was going through my storm, um I'm telling you, as I was going through my storm, my cousins then were having group sex. My cousins then they was having group sex with cousins. They probably got each other pregnant and stuff. And then like the cousins, they was married. Son was married, and they was having. I can't see myself in a whole room with my cousins and them just having sex with them. That is nasty. But they was doing it. They was doing it. I don't know if they in the storm still, but they was in a storm. You understand what I'm saying? They was in a storm because they was having group sex. They was having group sex. They was in a storm. They probably had babies and all this stuff. They was in a storm. I was going through a storm. And I don't know if they in the storm with me. I don't know. I don't know. So I just let them do what they do. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then I hear names all the time. I hear Ashley. Then I heard Keisha. I got a cousin named, well, yeah, cousin, kinfolk, whatever you want to call it, Ashley. And she probably was in it stuff. Ugh. They nasty. They nasty. I would never. They nasty. They nasty. They nasty. They nasty, man. Like for real, that's nasty. I'm not gonna even lie, man. And I done seen where family members done had sex. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's very nasty. That's about the nastiest thing I ever seen before. Like that's just like I seen on Facebook where that man said he the he in love with his own daughter or something, like for real. Like people do crazy stuff like that, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I had a boy cousin that wanted to be in a relationship with me, and I told him no. That's nasty. That's nasty. He wanted to be in a relationship with me, and I told him no. No, that's nasty. I'm not for the incest. Like if I call you my cousin, and I'm in a relationship with you, which one are we? Are we lovers? Or we cousins? Are we kinfolks? Are we kinfolks? Are we lovers? That's crazy. Don't never do that. I mean, that's a sicko. If that's what you have in your mind, that's what you have in your mind. But I want you to change your mind today because that's crazy. Because just sitting here, just thinking for real. Because I'm just sitting here thinking like my cousin actually wanted to be with me, like for real. Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna be? Are we gonna be partners? Or we gonna be cousins? like like how we introduce ourselves? I don't understand that. How do you introduce yourself when you in a relationship with your family member? How do you introduce yourself? I'm not gonna introduce myself like that. I'm not gonna introduce myself like that. I have I value myself too much. I'm not gonna introduce myself like that. Mm-mm. Trust in God's plan for your life. Stay humble. Pride can cloud your vision. Humility open doors. Trust that you are supported by the divine. For real. For real, that's crazy. How do we introduce ourselves? Focus on the present. Tomorrow will take care of itself. And see, it's 6 o'clock. You have 6 o'clock. You have 24 hours in this day. Have faith even when the path is unclear. See, have faith. So I'm gonna go back. Where my paper at? I don't know my paper at. You got 24 hours a day. Today, store today. So if you store today, right? This is your day to store to 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock a.m. Right now, 24 hours each day. You have 24 hours in a day. So if you have 24 hours in a day, it's always an open opportunity for you to say, it's time for me to become the best, or try to become the best version of myself. Because if you're working on stuff and you start working on yourself and you start trying to heal and stuff like that, you can start right now. It's 24 hours in this day, right? So if it's 24 hours in this day, then you can start now. And you can gather up information within yourself and say, you know what? I want to become the best version of myself. But how do I get there, Coach Kizzy? You have to study self. You have to study self. You have to start understanding like different things about yourself. Because it's a lot of things that people don't even know about themselves. It's a lot of things that people don't know about themselves, but they think they know it all. But it's some things that you don't know about yourself. That's why you gotta unlock your hidden potential. That's why you have to. That's why you have to give yourself a chance because there's a lot of things that you don't know about yourself. You're a learning process. You're a progress. You're learning progress. But at the end of the day, you have to decide on your own what you wanna do with self. You have to decide what you want to do with self because self can just fade away. Self can just fade away. And if self just fade away like that, if self just fade away like that, that means you ain't even trying to do nothing. You just want to be stuck in the same cycle of not controlling your actions, your mouth, and yourself, your self-worth. Cause you don't know, you act like people. A lot of people act like they know exactly about everything about them. Just like I just talked about. Just like I talked about. Just think about this. Years ago, just think about years ago. I'm just gonna give you a thing on years ago. Years ago, like how my cousins them was in a storm, right? Just think about my cousins them were in a storm. If they was in a storm years ago, they wouldn't have been thinking about having sex with their own cousins, right? If they wouldn't have been thinking about none of that type stuff. But now you gotta think that it's things that you didn't know about yourself then, and now you starting to learn new things that you have a desire for cousins. See, that's a new thing. But positive, if you think positive, you wouldn't have to think a way of want to have sex with a cousin, or you want to do this with a cousin. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Come on now, talk about it. But you guys, if this come across your For You page, it's not really a lot that I had to say. But just understand that you have to start treating yourself to self. You have to start treating yourself to self. Because who gonna treat you? People walk around here like, oh, I'm gonna treat that person like this, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. You understand? So don't worry about nobody else. Cause they don't even know how to they not even trying to take care of themselves either. Okay? So worry about self. Pour into your cup. Drink your own water, stay in your lane, and mind your own business. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay?